Said, my thank you, Jesus. My thank you, Jesus. Belong. Deserve it. Come on, tell it. You deserve it. Come on, say you deserve it, Lord. Please. Grateful. Come on, clap your hands and give God glory in here. Come on. God has made. In a strong. We trust God for. We trust God. Amen. Amen. And I want to tell you. But I thank God. So if you did not get your oil, your fellowship period, you're going to go 9, 10, 11, 12 different people, shake their hand, give them. They let you. Can I try my... Say you deserve it. You deserve it. Say you deserve it. Hallelujah belongs to you. Say hallelujah. Hallelujah. Say my hallelujah. Say you deserve it. Build and lift your hands. Build and lift your hands. Oh, build and lift your hands here. Mouth and start praying for that 2 square feet where you stand. Come on, Zion. All over the building. Zion, all over the building. Come on, thank God for mercy. For the fact that you're still alive. Ask God to touch right. God bless what I'm looking at, and then give God praise here. Those that's in the park, those that are coming at 10:30, and ask God to ask Him to bless the souls that's in our hearts. Mold our mind today, God. We love you today, God. We love you today, God. We love. He said, and the need us for the next 30 years. We're going to meet this need. That's going toward the church. But the Lord told just envelope before I preach. I need you to get them. There's 10 things that God gave me. So you it's close. I mean, okay, make sure the house is up. You got some folks here who can't hear. There are 10 things, okay? And then, like I said, I've been up, I'm watching. And you, between 25, 100 in the next service, what I want us to give over and above our tithe between this service and the next service. Y'all, so you understand. He needs you to understand. He needs for the gift. I want you to stop. Watch my time. We're gonna be on time because this understand that this is extremely important. He says here, and let me go ahead. Why? Watch this now. Of struggles. In banks to get the resources they need to live the life they want. And watch this. And they'll pay interest for the privilege. Did y'all hear that I just said? If you want a car, you want a nice car, you go to the bank. You get a loan. Go get the car you want, and the bank will tell you, the credit union will tell you, say, now, this is what it's going to cost you. You're going to get the privilege of paying $38,000 for a $28,000 car. No, just stay. Now, I'm on my way to Scripture. Drive what you want to drive, because you know I'm there. That's not my point. The point is that folk go and pay for the privilege of living the life that they want to live. The problem is that the church has got to become relevant to the place where people see the benefit, y'all not hearing me, that comes with trusting the word. God gave me he gave me a real life example, Yesterday, I'm getting ready for Pastor Gregory's funeral, and my desk, you know, for the first time in 6 weeks was clean. See, so you didn't have to say that, man. You brought me all up out the spirit when you said that. What I said? My desk was clean. And the only thing that was on my desk, Apostle, was my Bible. I'm calling the folks in who are going to be on the program. And so I get up away from my desk and go somewhere. I come back, Lily, and on top of this Bible was a check. It was a check. Well, the check wasn't there when I left, but it was there when I came back. So I'm getting ready for the funeral. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. And so eventually I like, okay, who is it? And so I look and I see who the check is from. I look at the amount and say, oh my God. So, you know, I put it aside because I'm getting ready to do the funeral. This morning at 2:36, he wakes me up and he says, remember the check. I said, okay, God. He says, look, I've got provisions on the way to you that you know nothing about. Y'all not hearing me. He says, I had to show you in the natural that I'm going to bless you. But watch this now. Watch this, Robert. This is what he says. I'm going to bless you, but this is what I want you to understand. It's going to come resting on the word. Ain't nobody liking the preacher right here, but that's it. It's going to come resting on the word. It's not going to come the way you think it's going to come. It's going to come resting. I need 5 people to just tell your neighbor, resting on the word. Tell them. It's going to come resting on the word. It's not going to come by your human strategies. It's not going to come by your schemes. It's not going to come by your tactics. But when you trust me and you recognize that what I put in your belly, ain't nobody liking me. And so I've been talking about the stuff that's been in my belly, and I've been putting it before God. And every time I put it before God, God says, I want you to understand, is that now you are about to lead the people of God into a place that the world can come and get the resources they need to live the life that they want. You got to understand. Can I get 5 people to believe with a preacher that's half crazy to tell your neighbors on your road, in a little while, money will be your last issue of worry? In a little while, your bills will be afraid of how much money you have in the bank. In a little while, you won't have to worry about it. Why? Because the banks won't have to approve you. Please help me help your neighbor and tell them your provision is coming, but it's coming riding on the word. It's coming resting on the word. Y'all not hearing me? He said, I dare you to just open your mouth and start talking about the word. He says, I know you wasn't raised with a silver spoon in your mouth, but that's all right. I'm not just going to give you the spoon. I'm going to give you the whole flatware set. Why? Because I'm not going to let my vision be limited by their provision. Y'all don't like me. Y'all don't like me. I'm telling you what he wrote. So now this is what he said. Here's what I want you to know. He said that's where life happens. They go get the stuff from the bank. Bank make all kind of money. You don't be upset. You don't be mad. You go in the bank to get them folks their money. And if you don't go in the bank to get them folks their money, you give them access to your bank account so they can take their money out of your account when they get ready. Huh? Y'all got them $600, $700, $800, $900,000 phones. Oh, don't drop your head. Don't drop, look up here. Look up here. I need $10,000 before 12 o'clock today. Look up here. Here's the thing about it. Watch this. And then they'll tell you, we'll upgrade you. All you got to do is come in, pay the taxes, and then we'll bill it across the month. Huh? And you don't mind doing that. Why? Because you want the latest phone so you can live the life that you want to live. Here's point number one. Here's point number one. I want you to get this. Here's point number one. Here's point number one. You know that you are in close proximity of a miracle when God starts to use suspect people to deliver supernatural solutions. You in close proximity of a miracle when the folk who God is using ain't the people you be choosing. You in close proximity when I'm still on the same bullet. That when the people God be you, I know that's bad English. When that God be using ain't the people you be choosing. Those ain't the folk you want to bring your blessing. But it's the hands he chose. See, you got to understand that when God starts using people who are suspect, then you know it's God. Sometimes, beloved, you got to trust what God can do in a person, even in light of and in spite of what you know about them. The folk in Israel, the folk of Israel who were in Egypt, I'm trying to stay right here, just teach today, we're going to shout next week. The folk who were in Egypt knew Moses was a murderer. Y'all don't like me. But when it came time to leave, the question, Pastor Ford, was whether I follow a murderer out or forever live under a dictator. So do I follow a murderer to freedom or live under a system that's going to kill me? Y'all don't like me. See, the issue is, beloved, you got to understand that when God starts to do things with ordinary people, it's a sign that miracles are close. Because some folk are not, according to man's standards, supposed to be in a position to be used by God in a great way. And their background disqualifies them. But God comes in and does something in their present that makes their past irrelevant. He says, I want you to know you close because I'm using people just like you. You better nudge your neighbor and tell your neighbor, because at best you suspect too. You got to understand that the fact of the matter is that you may not be suspect by me, but somebody in your circle knows some stuff about you that makes you suspect. But yet God says, I got a plan for her life. God says, I got a plan for his life, and he will let you get enough distance between what you are and what you have been to gain some credibility. And that's why, beloved, the psalmist says, vindicate me. Don't nobody like me there, but you better go to Psalm 26. You better go to Psalm 26 and you better get some word in your belly. He says, vindicate me. Beloved, he says, God, I need you to come in, and I need for you to do some things in my life and let folk know that I'm not what I used to be. I need 5 honest people to tell your neighbor, ain't no need to me lying, I used to be that. Go ahead and tell them. Ain't no need to me lying, I used to be that. I used to be all of that. But I thank God. If any man be in Christ, you better hear what I'm saying. He's a new creature. All things have passed away. Things have become. Talk back there. You close when he using ordinary people to do extraordinary things. You close when he using natural people to deliver supernatural solutions and supernatural results. You're close, beloved, when he comes in, he's dropping now witty inventions and witty ideas. You're close when you're in the place where God's presence, y'all don't hear me. Here's number 2. Years ago, I found this principle. Here's 9:19. Find out where God is working and join him there. Tell your neighbor, stop making up your own stuff. Stop creating your own ideas. Stop that. Find out where God is working. Now, this is what he told me, Deborah. He says, look, he says, sometimes I'm working in the place where it looks like problems are winning. Watch this now. He says, Jeff, I have to let problems run their course. So the problem that has run its course creates an opportunity for me to come in and perform a miracle. Can I get 12 people to just tell your neighbor, God, sometimes God got to let it get bad enough that only he can fix it. You better tell somebody, Sometimes God has got to let it get to a situation that only he can fix it. He says, look, I want you to know that I'm working even when the problems seem like they're winning. Y'all don't believe me? Ask Job. I'm just telling you what he told me. I'm just reading my little notes up here. He says, look, if you don't believe me, just ask Job. God stood by and watched all Job's stuff leave. He stood by and watched all Job's children die. Y'all don't like me. He stood by where he went from billionaire to zero-naire. He stood by while his family dissipated and disappeared. He stood by while his friends came and accused him of stuff that wasn't right, and never opened his mouth until Job got the unmitigated gall and the audacity to challenge God like he was somebody. And then God says, hold on, partner. Who is this that darkens my door without counsel? Who has the audacity to come up and ask me a question? So since we in the question answering business, let me ask you a few questions. Where were you? Don't nobody hear me. See, you got to understand. You don't know what God has in store for my problem. You don't know how God gonna use my suffering to bless you. You don't know what I got to go through to get the prayer answer that I'm praying, because you don't know how high I want to rise. Therefore, you don't know how deep I got to fall. Baby, I need 5 people to say, I ain't trying to build no one-story building. I'm trying to build a skyscraper. And if I got to build a skyscraper, I got to spend more time underground than I do above ground. Above ground is easy. This is what the Lord says. And I'm done. Brother Allison, I'm out of here. It's 9:22. He says, look, please understand this. He says, I need them to look at the place. Look at the evidence that I've already got in place. Do y'all know that on average I receive, 9:23, I got to go. On average, I receive minimum 1 miracle testimony per week. No, I'm talking about every week. Folks will send me a miracle testimony. One young lady sent me 2 at the same time. One where there was an attack on her body. Friend called, and friend's relative, I won't say his mom, had the same attack on her body. Things didn't work out for the mom. And she realized that what she was undergoing was the same thing the other person was going under. But God was working favor on her side. The other one had to deal with a relative that was robbed at work. But the people didn't do no shooting, no killing. But it wasn't so fortunate in an incident that followed at another location. And talk about how they anointed the place with oil. Ain't nobody trying to talk back to me here. Huh? You're talking about where cancer dries up. Huh? A young lady come and tell me, whenever that was, it must have been Wednesday night. She went from a place on her job where it was doubtful if she was going to stay or be allowed to stay. We walked through a whole series of situations and events, talked about what we had to do in order to trust God to get to this place. Came to me Wednesday and said, want you to know, they told me they've been watching me. And now, since they've been watching me, there's another position that they want me to have. And along with the position is a raise. Ain't nobody trying to talk back to me. She said, so when you see me trying to get them to put the kiosk out for me to pay my tithes, I realize God is faithful. Huh? You got to understand. And I got several more of these, but I'm trying to honor my word. It's 9:26. I need you to understand something. I need you to understand something. And you'll get all 10 of them. I need you to understand something. That where we are, let me paint a picture for you. God has put a burden in my spirit that we are not going to be a place that just has to go and do two things: borrow money and look for grants. Y'all don't like me, but it's okay. It's okay. I'm going to walk with the ones that believe. I ain't trying to take no naysayers and have no discussions along the way. I just need some folk that's going to believe and that's going to walk it out. That's all we need. Amen. I believe our schools, and specifically our children, deserve a chance. So next year, I'm not trying to have a back-to-school drive in the gym. I want to go to Fleming Elementary and adopt the whole school. And for those 6th, 7th, and 8th graders, it's 510 students that's registered at Fleming Elementary. I want to make sure there's at least 510 backpacks, 510 sets of uniforms, 510 sets of whatever that y'all ain't trying to hear me. I want to make sure that the kids don't have to go home after school and don't know if they're going to have anything to eat, because I want to give them a recyclable bag so they can go by a fruit stand on their way out the door and they can get oranges and apples and Nutri-Grain bars, bottles of water, and put it in a shopping bag and go home just in case. I'm tired of being in these walls. I'm tired. Capture it and trying to go and then I got to buy and then all that kind of stuff. Oh, people do that kind of stuff. You know, I was sick. Devil is alive. Has put in place to happen. I now know why we have limited. Has been closed to all of us in here, combined in a year. Access that. Eat offering today is going towards. I'm accessing what God has. I'm doing it, and I'm doing it. It's the kingdom. It's the church. It's you. It's me. Everybody. God ain't just gonna bless one person. It ain't just about me. When it got me about $350,000, $400,000, took the money, did what I needed to do for resigning, and moved on and put the organization in place. But I determined to do it because the kingdom is at stake. Now, I'm done. It's 9:37. It's way past. We got to go. So here's what we're going to do. I need you to do me a favor. I'm looking at y'all. For the most part, y'all look saved. Check with your neighbor. Say, neighbor, are you saved? Check with them. See if they're saved. See if they have a pastor. Check with them. See if they got a pastor. Tell them, now, if you ain't got no pastor, say, unless you're in desperate need, can you wait till next Sunday and we'll take you in there? Amen. All right. It's important. Hold on a second. I'm going to tell you in just a minute. I want you to bow your heads. 30 seconds. Come on. Father, you are awesome beyond anything that we could ever imagine. And you blessed us in ways that we don't even understand. Now, God, I put myself out there and I did what you said. And so, Father, I believe that the provision comes with word. Your mercy and for your grace The need is already met. And then let me just be transparent with you, God, and be transparent in front of people. Forgive me for being intimidated by this assignment, because I was so concerned about what people were going to say. But I feel better now, for your word has given me life. In Jesus' name. Clap your hands like you love him. Okay. Now, just so you know, if you're giving online, I want you to put it under seed. Why do I want you to put it under seed? Now, seed goes into the church's bank account. You know, Ernie is the business manager, so we have access. We know who gives. We know where the money goes. It's a distribution, so it goes into the. So if you're using Givelify, put it under seed. The reason why I want it under seed is so we'll know if we hit the goal. I need to do this in the next 24 hours. I ain't trying to wait 4, 5, 6 years to do this. We need to do this quickly. If you're giving, and if you want to put it in seed offering, whatever we get, we're gonna make sure, because we're gonna have to make this happen tomorrow. And let me tell you this. Just lest you be asking crazy questions. We have money in the bank. Please tell your neighbor that ain't the issue. Yeah, we don't want to use all the money in the bank. We want us to do this. Okay? Now, so if you want to put it in a blue envelope, you can, because that's your seed offering and it'll count towards that. If you get a white envelope and you put sacrifice on it, do that. It's fine. 100, 50, 25, whatever you can do. 100 people doing $100, we're done. Okay? 100 people doing $100, you got $10,000, you're done. Okay? Now, don't let the 1030 group off the hook, because they're going to get the same message, different points. If you need an envelope, because you didn't trust the message the first time, go ahead and raise your hand and get one. Some of you have been writing while I've been preaching. Thank you. No, I don't mean cynical. Thank you, because you were writing as you were led to write. And that's the reason why the Lord told me to give you an envelope ahead of time. We're going to do this. This is not your tithe. This is a sacrifice. This is a true sacrifice. So do not take away from your tithes to do this. Don't do it. This is a sacrifice. Yeah, that's fine. If you need kiosk, go ahead and go there now. If you need debit or credit cards, go ahead and go there now. Yeah, you can go. Yeah, you can do it over in kiosk. Just go there now. God has plans for us, beloved. We're not going. We need to be put people to. We need to be trying to go downtown and find a job. There's some people who they want to do, truly want to help. The Bible says it treads out the corn. Huh? Don't get mad with people that God blesses. Okay? Now most of you have already given. If you need to go over to your kiosk, go ahead and do that. 9:43. Come on, we're trying to get done. I had to do the birthday cheering, so we did that. So we'll be better next week. We ain't but 13 minutes off. We'll be better. If you're ready to give, I want you to stand. And whether you're giving online, it doesn't matter. I want you to stand. Whether you're giving, how you're giving is not important. That you're giving is important. And beloved, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of 100. Don't be afraid of 50. Don't be afraid. Just don't be afraid. Yeah, just don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Lift your right hand. Father, how we bless your name now and how we thank you for the giving that is about to take place. For your sons and your daughters that are trusting you in a whole nother way. I'm believing by faith that right here, Jesus, that you're about to answer the need. For it opens up the floodgates, the windows of heaven, and blessings will pour out. Thank you, God. In Jesus' name, amen. If you have an envelope, your blue envelope and your white envelope, I want you now, as efficiently as you can, to come to the altar. I need you to put it on the altar. I need you to put it on the altar. Come on. And then we're done. We're leaving. We're going home. Yes, everything on the altar. Tithes, offering, seed, everything on the altar. That's only if you're giving with your, in the envelope. If you give it online, you're good. Jesus. Lord, do it for me. Lord, me. Take it. Lord, say Lord. Lord, do it for me. Say Lord, say Lord, Lord, do it for me. Let's stand. We're ready. Listen, beloved, don't forget we have our consecration prayer, and we're believing God. And I've given you, in respect for Pastor Gregory's service yesterday off, I'll let y'all have today, but starting tomorrow, we'll be straight until the end of the month. Now, here's the thing about it is, the fast, let me make it clear, the fast now at this season, I wanted it to be different, so it ends at, make sure everybody's clear on the time. I think I may have caused some confusion. 3 o'clock. So you're not fasting from midnight to 6. That's what we did the first 7 days. On the 8th day, it's midnight until 3. Okay? It's midnight until 3. All right, so I'm going to make sure we're clear with that because we need to be in sync. All right? We need to be in sync. Now, if you are interested in the work, are we going to have somebody that's be signing up for people for the work? Okay, so we won't have anybody today. Okay, so if you're interested in the work, you can get Sharnitha an email. If you have an idea about where we can serve and where we can train people to serve, please, ma'am, please, sir, let us know. That idea with the prison was outstanding because I would have never thought of something like that. But it could be where you are and what you know exists to go from there. Now, you don't know, we got 39 minutes. Sanctuary will be refreshed. We'll start our praise and worship. I know y'all kind of acted up a little bit during the birthday thing, so that took a little time, but we had to celebrate the people. Amen. So next Sunday, we won't have the birthday folks. So we should be right about 9:30. Our development periods will be going on. So please, for the last time the day before I pray, tell your neighbor, it's not where we are, it's where we're going. Go ahead and tell them. Amen. And so now unto him who is able to keep us from falling and to present us before his throne spotless with exceeding joy. To the only wise God we declare that no weapon formed against us shall prosper, that our passage home is going to be safe, that our preparation for the next service is going to be sure. We bind drunk drivers, out of control vehicles, mechanical failure, flat tires, road rage, followers and stalkers, home invaders and robbers, active shooters and muggers. None of that is going to come close to us. We're going to get where we're going safely. And when we arrive, all is going to be well. In Jesus' name, amen. All ministers, all altar workers, all intercessors, I need to see y'all at 10:05 in my office. Thank you. Tell your neighbor, I'm glad we had this time together.